That was understated. That was emotional. I was in bits.
Doesn't it? It makes you think, and it makes you smile at the same time. I would love to hear. I mean, we heard from a couple of the. I think it was an ambulance driver, wasn't it, who was saying how, you know, from the inside looking out, what that felt like. Because I think all the rest of us know. We just felt like we had to have a moment when you express something. I'd love to hear if you're a care worker, someone who's working in one of those professions. You know, send us a message this morning, because it'd be quite nice to know what it felt like to hear that manifested. Interestingly enough, I was looking on social media and it was just filled with people going, I'm not crying, of course I'm crying, you know, and all of that. And then there was someone who said they've had a friend who's an NHS worker working in a hospital, I think in Charing Cross or centre of London, who said, I'm not expecting anything. And then all of a sudden, this NHS worker kind of looked out and you could hear the rumble of claps. Even if you were on a really high level in London, you could hear the rumble of claps and fireworks, and was absolutely astonished, because they're under so much pressure at the moment. You know, resources are a problem, whatever, but they're working so hard. And just to feel that appreciation must, I hope, gave a boost of some sort. And it's worth saying this morning, of course, as we are every morning, we're speaking to those involved in clinical work, doctors and nurses as well. So maybe reflect a little bit with them on something that gave everyone one of those moments. We needed it. 26 minutes past 6 is the time. Find out what's happening wherever you are in the country this morning, and we'll be back with you shortly.
Good morning from BBC London and BBC South East today, joining forces at breakfast to keep you up to date with the latest on coronavirus in our area. Well, thousands of you across London and the South East joined in with the national round of applause for NHS staff last night. And just a warning, there are some flashing images coming up. Well, the Metropolitan Police Service is calling on retired officers to rejoin the service due to the coronavirus outbreak, as well as asking those nearing retirement to stay on. And the London Ambulance Service is also appealing for former staff to rejoin. They say in such unprecedented times, they're particularly keen to rehire call handlers. The service is getting around 8,999 calls every day, up to 4 times more than normal. Eurotunnel is now allowing small freight vehicles on its passenger services to help keep the essential supply chain moving. It is increasing its capacity of essential items coming into the UK, including medicines, fruit and vegetables and toilet paper.
We provide the transport services for the border authorities when they're going to work in the ports of Calais and Dunkirk. And so that's helping to keep the other ports open, so that there is a range of routes, so that we've got real resilience in the supply chain.
Journeys on the tube have reduced by 93%, according to London Underground. The number of passengers has been dropping all week. Transport for London say they want to continue to run a core service for NHS staff and other key workers. Around a third of Underground staff are either ill or self-isolating. Well, meanwhile, Gatwick Express trains will be temporarily suspended from Monday until further notice. It's in response to a significant fall in the number of passengers at the airport and to keep other services running. Southern and Thameslink trains will continue to serve Gatwick Airport. Right, let's get a check on the weather now with Sara Thornton.
Hello there, very good morning to you. Another chilly start across London and the southeast this morning. Once more, we have seen something of an inland frost, but once again, like the last few days, plenty of spring sunshine on offer right across the whole of the region. And in fact, barely a cloud to point at in the sky, maybe just a little bit of fair weather cloud developing and pushing through as the afternoon wears on. But in the best of it, again, inland, a top temperature of 13 Celsius, always a bit cooler towards the coast. Now, in the coming days, things are going to turn decidedly colder, more in the way of cloud, just to filter in from the north as we head through the weekend. Often dry, but I think you really will notice a difference in temperature. It is going to feel really rather chilly.
Now, your BBC local radio stations are here for you through this difficult time with half-hourly Make a Difference updates from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day. If you've got an event that's been cancelled, do get in touch with them. That's it from us. We'll have another update for you in half an hour. Bye-bye for now.
Hello, you're watching Breakfast with Charlie State and Naga Munchetti.
Time's just turned 6:30. We'll bring you all the latest news and sport in a moment.
Lots coming up on the programme this morning. We're going to talk to the Business Secretary, Alex Sharma, about whether new measures announced yesterday to support the self-employed go far enough to help them through the coronavirus outbreak.
An extraordinary moment as millions of people came out to their doorsteps, their gardens, their balconies and windows to clap for our carers. Talk to just a few of the workers who are on the front line.
She's known as the Green Goddess. We'll get the latest fitness tips from Diana Moran to help us stay healthy at home.
Good morning. Here's a summary of today's main stories from BBC News. People across the UK have taken part in a national round of applause to show their support for health workers.
Last night, people took to their doorsteps, windows and balconies to cheer and clap to show their appreciation for carers and NHS staff who are on the front line of the coronavirus outbreak. Major landmarks throughout the country, including the Shard in London and the BT Tower, they were lit up in blue in tribute.
Millions of Britain's self-employed workers can apply to have 80% of their average earnings paid for by the government in the latest emergency financial package unveiled by the Chancellor Rishi Sunak. The scheme allows people who work for themselves to apply for a grant of up to £2,500 a month, but only if they earn less than £50,000 a year.
The number of coronavirus deaths in the UK has jumped by more than 100 in a day for the first time. The death toll has risen from 475 to 578. Health officials have confirmed, with more than 11,000 confirmed cases. A third of UK cases have been diagnosed in London.
The family of a GP who's died of suspected coronavirus have said he sacrificed his life for his profession. Dr. Habib Zaida, who was 76, died in intensive care in Southend Hospital 24 hours after being taken ill on Tuesday. If test results confirm he had the virus, he'd be the first doctor in the UK to die from the virus.